Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Nigerian Pro League. We did have a little bit of technical difficulties here, but we're back in the saddle. We're back in the show. But everything has been sorted out. So keep our eyes peeled here to see where the action is going to be stacking in. But, Unsullied Army in the vicinity. Earlier on, Jay's team took on Neon Rising and they did lose three players. Nezo is still very much alive. And we've got also Afro Esports stealing one of the players away from Tribe Warriors. That was the action that you missed, unfortunately. But it is what it is. It's all part of the journey. We get to where we go and we get to where we going. But yeah, Ecstasy right now we've got Amar Zeno, Fyodor, Danny Brown, and Crusader. And it is a lineup ready to do some damage, ready to change the narrative here. There will be a little bit of a stack in that we've seen so far, but 10-11 Ecstasy, they will do their best to make best of what they've got so far, but might be able to turn things around. If they're not caught off guard, really, if they're not caught off guard, I think that works. Three Crown Esports. I think I'm starting to see what the strategy here, but looks like Ecstasy will be catching on to one of the guys from Athlete Game. I believe that was Ace. He's been escorted back into the lobby, courtesy of Amar. And there will be some thoughts going behind this though. But I think Danny Brown, has adjusted quite nicely playing in this role. I have enjoyed watching it as far as I know, but there could be more to look out for at least. But again, all eyes will be on them. And there will be a bit of an interesting dynamic here. Looks like the Merrick pulls up to the scene. Oh, what a spray from Merrick. And Mando is going to be the victim of a very, very stable 6 times sprayed across. Merrick is spinning right through. He has the right idea here. Looks like this is about to be executed to perfection. Cloud on the other side. And 75 Storm is going to be, I believe, the last player. Okay, he's not the last player. Actually, there's 2 of them. But again, that puts things into a very, very interesting perspective, though. Could feed out, or rather could weed out this open space that Athlete Game have secured. Looks like Storm peeks out and Merrick is ready to pan him. Unfortunately, Nexus will come and reap the benefits of that display crate. Lobby has been sent back into the lobby by Shalom. And Dark Knights are starting to rise up here. It could be a very interesting way to kick things off here, but I would get it consequently. I would get it consequently if Real Esports were trying to hold a high ground position. I mean, it's a very good strategy, but it does take a toll on you when it comes to resources and stuff like that. No panic, almost getting sprayed away. Fortunately for him, Phoenix's spray ain't no good, so he will survive. and it will hang on just a little bit longer, but it's not the best. It is not the way they saw their Super Weekend kicking off. I'll tell you that. It is not the way they saw their Super Weekend kicking off. I can tell you that. But there is more to the stories. There is more to the vicinity. I mean, Real Esports, the 2-2 split, holding the hillside. I mean, it is golden. I mean, no panic, drives away, not even panicking at all. But I think it would be better for him to move into the other side of the map where he can't be spotted and just take the defensive position over there. But, you know, they are Real Esports really in a good spot here. I mean, to take them out of there is going to be a very hard sell, unless the play zone is going to force them into, you know, a different area. But I don't think so. But Neon rising and shining, comfortably, and it looks like Tribe Warriors are getting forced out again. Using yet another finger. That's been the unreasonable one there, but Peter will have something for him. It's the S12K, and the shotgun shells, they bounce on the ground as the bullets leave Peter's shotgun straight into the Tribe Warriors. And now the play zone is very, very, very elite right now. Squeezing 16 teams, still very much alive for phase 3. Neon rising in the northern side, Arab T as well, also in the north. They do have Vanguard Esports just south of their position. Atardo probably has spotted through. Also in the north is going to be Ecstasy. Nezo playing in from the northwest. There's a lot of teams in that area, but it looks like Nexus will light the first fuse. And 3 Crown Esports will probably have set things very, very, very chaotic towards the guys from Neon Rising, and it is going to be Monax almost disparaged from his vehicle there, trying to make a run for it. And Merrick will probably be the one to set things all the way across there. Nezo discovered, and that's going to be the end of the road for Jay's team, unfortunately for them. There's only so much they could do from that position. But 3 Crown Esports, 4 eliminations to the good, inside of the zone, by the edge, exactly where they want to be. I mean, they're cooking. They're cooking right now. But Ecstasy still behind them with 2, and Neon Rising with 3. But Neon Rising, the worst for wear position they have taken over to the other side. But he's standing in the middle of the road against Asmir. And Merrick, unfortunately, is no match. He's going to be stopped away and cut to the side. And Arab T Sports will secure their first elimination courtesy of Asmir. And Merrick was thinking he was invincible there. For those that know the invincible edit, yeah, just put the invincible like logo. Someone should make an edit of this and then put the invincible logo. You know, he thought that he was. Yeah, you do the invincible thing. Whoever can do that and create that, probably you probably get something from me. Or from 1080, because not be me. I'll just tell 1080 to give you something, I beg. But Arab T looking good right now as Mary with the first elimination, and they are looking very comfortable just outside of a nuclear power plant. And it looks like 14th Gaming and 1011 will pick up their beef where they left off in the grand final of season 7. I saw Nando send a couple shots through, and I believe it was Danny Brown that got caught off guard. But here comes Storm, tries to peek out again into the first drop, but Jim Rat immediately gets swept away by Storm. Dream Team in a comfortable spot. Professor's charging a grenade. Surely he might launch it perfectly if he's not careful. He might just get the job done. He's low HP. He had to be very careful again. Bounce the grenade off the first floor. But it looks like Storm will have to hold on. 2 eliminations so far for Dream Team, but they are still lacking the numbers. But Black Mamba are trying to keep this position for themselves. Professor's first grenade was no good, but the second one will be better, and his position has been given away. They know that he's there, but they're trying to close this out. He has to turn this into the other side, and the S12K immediately will put him to sleep. When Black Mamba, where is the rest of them? Here they come. T-Bag, crash the party again. Over to the other side, trying to make it through. Black Mamba, all down to 1 there. Can they make this happen? T-Bag into the other corner. Sad trying to circle back. Might get dropped off, might get lost. He charged a grenade, dropped it to the left-hand side. Will chase Sad over to the other side, but he was ready. And he opened the door, but he shut it down immediately as well. Black Mamba will be eliminated. And Dream Team will stand 10 toes down. 4 eliminations to the good. But I spoke too soon. Dark night will come. and eliminate. They will peak where they will reap where they did not sow at all. And it looks like Ecstasy and 3 Crown Esports are locking horns. Danny Brown has been knocked away. And things are looking very bleak, very, very bleak right now for 3 Crown and Ecstasy. 3 Crown still up to 1. Ecstasy up to 2. And they did manage to get the crash in and close the crash out. But Danny Brown will not be getting picked up. Ecstasy will play just as 1. Ooh, that's a good spray. That's a very good spray. Ooh. Cloud is very comfortable here, but he has to make a little bit of an adjustment. But so far they do have 7 eliminations, so it's not a bad call. It is never a bad call for them at all. If you don't mind me saying, it's not a bad call. There will be consequences here, because it looks like Digi's gonna spin this around. Vanguard Esports defending for their lives. Grenades are making exchanges, bouncing off the walls, but they can't seem to find the angles right. Artist and Too Cold working hand in hand here to see if they can withstand the attack coming through from Dark Knights. Again, Shalom misses the grenade just by a couple inches, but it's not enough to shut this down. 24K will get an angle though. Cloud will get knocked away. 3 Crown Esports in trouble once again. And this time they may not be surviving it, but that's a beautiful grenade over the top as well. And Vanguard Esports will have to be on the move. They will have to be on a very quick move there. Grenade will be sent over to the top, but Vanguard will make the run for it. They will get out of dodge. And Nexus again continues to hold on, but he will not hold on for any longer. Fyodor with that grenade from the backlash will close it down on 3 Crown Esports. Unsullied Army on the other side. Why is... Oh, okay, I think he's trying to get a pickup on his teammate there. SARS on the other side. SARS on the beat. But a grenade from 24K will close that down. Layla will trade off as well. 2 eliminations for Layla. Good grenade over to the other side. Turns her back. Afro Esports is up the hill. They're cooking right now. Another grenade has been sent over to relieve the pressure. But Afro Esports need to be very careful. They cannot afford to lose anyone on a high ground advantage and a high hill side as well. But again, good use of the smokes being deployed there, but they can't seem to find a way through. The smokes are hiding every angle here, but can Dago's grenade discover something? Can it find something? That's a perfectly launched grenade, oh, from Dago, and he is going to take them home. What a finish that was. What a grenade. Afro Esports looking to do it clean this time. 5 eliminations to the good. And it's looking like the game trying to turn this thing around and make this work to the other side as well, but they will start to pack it in. But Chris, I mean, they are getting a little bit more comfortable, you know, they can see all the teams and all the players trying to make their way into that zone. And they know exactly what is required, but it looks like Dark Knights might be the ones to put this down into a different type of perspective. Afro Esports in a very good, very, very good rotation. Rio Esports as well. On that hillside that they held it a little bit too long, but looks like a trade-off is even better here for Dark Knights, as they do have 4 eliminations to the good. Play zone has shifted again. Arab T, what a rotation coming through from them. Atarado is already inside of the zone with Asmir, and they have started to set their shots. They will eliminate, I believe, the last player for Tribe Warriors as well. Rio Esports built from that eastern side. They're circling back, and they are trying to keep a better position into the open lines here. They will be trying their best to lock in. But every single one they've got so far will work in their favor. Dark Knights looking comfortable here. And they are trying their best to make something happen, but it's looking very unlikely for them. But they've still managed to keep the pressure on. They haven't lost any of it just yet. Chris spins again, gets the angle locked in. And every single angle that they've got so far, Afro Esports might have something for this. They will be trading off again. It's a good spray, but to the other side again. Dax spans through. And the grenades flying all over the place. RFT are looking more and more comfortable here. They set their sights. Dago gets knocked away by a Tarudo. And RFT, take a look at that. They have turned the game on its head. Afro Esports will lose one. And 5 eliminations will be going their way. They would get a bonus for finishing this game as a full squad. That is an extra point on the books. Eyes on the prize for RFT Esports right now. Afro Esports have taken the high ground position. It's much more favorable for them. They've got 9. Can they deal with RFT? It's a 4 versus 3. It's the Super Weekend. Who's going to take match number 1? Afro Esports have been on a rampage. They've got 9 eliminations. Their potential for 13 here. Can they make it happen though? Neon Rising is in the mix as well. More Steez still alive. He has kept his team in the top 3. But RFT have the numbers, and they have a little bit of the zone here to call their own. But how much more can they do though? How active can they get? And they will try to get an angle here, but it looks like Morstees is making that run for it, and Creed has made a play over to the right-hand side. And Atardo is going to be dropped away, and that is the danger of not having the play zone, having to be forced out one by one. Afro Esports are cooking, and they've dropped 2 players from RFT. It's 2 versus 3 now. Somehow the game has turned on its head, and that position, that choice to go for the high ground, it is starting to pay off. 10 eliminations now for Afro Esports. The smoke's already coming through. All the angles looking covered. Morstees still has an angle. Can he be a third party? Can he be a third party? Can he turn this around for Afro Esports? Can he steal it away? Man, that would be something. That would be something. If they expose themselves to him, though, Morstees is very, 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 very capable of making something happen here. But the play zone, is it favorable for him, though? Is this a favorable play zone? Can he get active in this type of zone? RFT, the play zone starting to squeeze them out. Morstees now gives away his position, gets the first drop. And that is RFT losing on both sides. And Afro Esports closer and closer to stealing that one away. But here comes Morstees. He falls to the side, and that will be the game for him. And it's all left to the last player for RFT. And I believe that is going to be a wrap for him. Dax with the final hit. Wow. But what a game that was, ladies and gentlemen. I can't even... Wow, what a finish that was, ladies and gentlemen. Afro Esports. First game, first chicken dinner of the Super Weekend. And it is very, very well deserved, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful stuff. Absolutely fantastic work coming in from Afro Esports. And I've loved every minute of it. What a game from them. Top performance from Afro Esports. Too much level. I mean, they finished this up with what? 9, 10, 12 eliminations, or is it 13? Did they actually get to 13 that I thought they would? I think they did, right? I think they did. I think they got I think they got 13 eliminations, or is it 11? I think it's somewhere around 11 eliminations, but it's still not bad. It's still not, it's still great. I think it was because more Steve gave himself to the play zone, so that put them off. And I think a couple of players as well from Arab T did the exact same thing. So yeah, that puts them into a very, very locked out position. But for the most part, you know, 54 eliminations, 53 knocks, 78 7,800 in heals. That is a lot of heals. 6 grenade eliminations, 27 assists. Unfortunately, nobody got eliminated with a vehicle. But regardless, it is still the ways to go. It is still big, big performances coming in from these players and from these teams. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we absolutely love to see. But Arab T, first weekend is Super Weekend, and they are already doing numbers, but no more numbers than Afro Esports doing 1,800 plus, and as opposed to their 1,300. But regardless, pretty balanced between these two teams. I think it was a chicken dinner that just put Afro Esports over the head. Unfortunately, no bonus points will be earned here, as both teams did not complete the game with all 4 players up. Afro Esports did lose a player, so did Arab T going down the line. But now, if you eliminate Afro Esports, well, what a time to be alive. But more Steve, still the MVP, 4 eliminations to the good, almost doing 900, almost doing 1,000 in damage points, but did over 900 as well. Super impressive. 2 assists. Was on the ball for 25 minutes tops, 5 knocks as well. I mean, you gotta respect it, But healed in 250. Let's just call it 250. Healed in 250. He did solid. He did some solid work. He did some real solid work. Can't be mad. Can't be mad. He did some real solid work. More Steez once again. Players to look out for, but take a look at that. More Steez in front, and more Nax to follow suit with 5 eliminations. But Asmir is there for Arab T with 700 in damage for 4 eliminations. Nexus again is also in the mix, 4 eliminations, and Dax as well with 4 of his own. All of these players starting to build on the strength of the teamwork. And now we are starting to see who are the potential MVPs for the Super Weekend. So all eyes will be on these players going into the next couple of games to see what the vibe is going to be for them inside the next map as well. But as you live and breathe, 21 points to the good. Afro Esports starting really, really strong. And I loved it. I love the fact that they've started really, really strongly here with 21 points, 11 eliminations. Arab T Sports with 14 points. Neon Rising also with 14. 9 for Dark Knights. Ecstasy with 7. 3 Crown Esports with 7 as well. Dream Team with 4. Unsullied Army with 3. Moja Gaming with 2. 14th Gaming as well with 2. Tribe Warriors and Black Mambas and a couple of players as well. I think Rio Esports all managed the 1 point, but now Vanguard, Jay's team, and Athlete Game, unfortunately, they couldn't secure any points. But yeah, showtime, ladies and gentlemen. It is match number 1, and we are ready for match number 2. But then before we go into match number 2, let's take a little break and get you guys ready for the action. But before we do that, don't forget to head over to 1080.gg, register your team, and participate in any game of your choice. So you can win tokens, and you can use those tokens to redeem items like these. So see you after the break. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. It is the Nigerian Pro League Season 8, and we are active. We are always active. It pays to be active. But yeah, we saw an interesting game. Afro Esports starting very strongly, chicken dinner in hand, and now we've seen, how capable they are and how capable they can get. But we have put a lot of things on hold. After seeing how Afro Esports dissected that game. But Arab T rotation was A1. They kept a whole lot of players alive into the final third. But Afro Esports, they're the team to find right now. If you eliminate Afro Esports, you're eating good. You are eating good. You are really eating good. So try to eliminate Afro Esports. That is the goal. You're eating good if you do. So who's it going to be? Who is going to eliminate Afro Esports and claim those bonus points? Well, all eyes will be on whoever does that. But on the other side, it is Miramar. You want to be in places like San Martin because you're never too far from anywhere else if you are in San Martin. So yeah, it's a very good place to be if we're being honest. But everybody got their own style. Everybody got their own way. So why bottleneck? There's no need to bottleneck at all. But Rio Esports are looking very interesting all the way out here, though. I wouldn't expect them to be in a place in this kind of area. That's something I would see them. But it is something interesting here for the Jays team. They have lost Nezo. I believe it was to 14th Gaming. Yeah. I mean, putting your hand into the market, into the general market, and your first draw is 14th Gaming. That's general market for real. Those that know that reference know that reference, because 14 is general market and 14th Gaming, the vibe. You know what I mean? But regardless, everybody's getting active, and that's what we love to see. 14th Gaming. I mean, they did have a little bit of a spell in the previous game, but it didn't really amount to anything, though. So, unfortunately, but it's nothing. It's nothing. It's really nothing. Senchowski. And Black Mamba still haven't found their footing, if you ask me. I was expecting a little bit some more from them, but yeah, it's not too much, not too crazy, regardless. But we are going to be locked in here, as they will be repositioning themselves into a much better spot. Black Mamba, the blackest of the Mambas. And 14th Gaming continue to sink their teeth into Jay's team. I believe they have lost another player. And it is not what they wanted at all. It is really not what they wanted. But right now, Moja Gaming, I don't think they found their footing just yet, though, because this lobby is something different. It is something different for sure. It is really something different, because I'm expecting Umoja Gaming to turn up inside of Miramar. We know that their last weekend dinner was from Miramar, but Nando gets knocked away, but Farimok is immediately swept away and swept back into the lobby. And unfortunately, that's going to be the end of Jay's team once again. 14th Gaming will get the better of them. They still have a chance, much better chance than some other teams that didn't make the Super Weekend at all. But right now, Moja Gaming, good spot, good rotation coming through from their position. But again, I would expect them to, just try to keep a high ground position at all times, just to remove the need for, just make the back and forth a little bit needless when you take engagements. But Rio Esports, they are going to get the memo of that. But Vanguard as well, they are going to be thinking about it, that's for sure. There is a constant. Vanguard Esports, they're playing the exact same way as they did during the playoffs, even the league stages. It's a playstyle hasn't changed that much. So their resources, I mean, it's going to be a good save on resources going to the final third, but the problem is when you get into the final third, you easily get overwhelmed. So Vanguard need to, make sure that that's not going to be the case for them, because it did happen a couple of times in the league stages during, I think it was day 2, and they did get caught out multiple times because of, like final third syndrome, something along those lines. But Unsullied Army, they did manage to put some points on the board for themselves in the previous game, so that is also proactive. And DYDX is going to think this through. What will he do, though? I do feel for the teams that haven't gotten any eliminations at all. I think it would be hard for them to scale if they don't start off with eliminations, or if they don't start off with points like right out the gate. Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit more than they would like, or a little bit more than what they asked for. So again, it's all a thing of the mind. Really, it's really a thing of the mind. If you're locked in, you are locked in. That's just what it is. You get me? Because Morris D's, Neon Rising, they are looking very, very good, very comfortable. Playstyle not necessarily too, not necessarily too bereft of what they did in the playoffs and in the league stages. This is arguably the most consistent team in the NPL Season 8 right now. They have been quite consistent all across the board. And more Steez, more Nax, more Aura, all of them just working hand in hand to move themselves just up the ladder of success. So right now the goal is, can you find Afro Esports? Can you steal them away? Can you steal some points from them? It is now or never. Amar is in a comfortable position, very comfortable position. It's not giving much away here, but Athlete Game on the other side, they are looking quite comfortable. They do have a high ground position. They do have the church to answer their prayers. I mean, everything is good for them if they can keep 14th Gaming at bay. This is a team you do want to eliminate, but it looks like Asmir will catch one of the guys from Ecstasy. It's not something they planned on, but it's something that's happening right now. And phase 2 of the circle is starting to brew up some drama, but it looks like a pickup will be ensued. 14th Gaming do have cash knocked to the side as well. I'm not sure they planned for that one to happen either. But that is something very, very prerogative that they have done there. All eyes will be on the prize. Ecstasy did lose one. Now the trade-off is complete. Atarodo gets knocked away. Amar just hiding from the opposition, not allowing the utilities to bask him out, but it looks like that might be the case there. Creed's position has been discovered, but he repositions immediately. Fyodor will apply some much needed pressure to keep things very, very square for Arab T and for themselves as well. Atarodo is still knocked away though. Can he get picked up? There's a chance. There is a major chance that he does get picked up, you know, and he spins around again. It's going to be very, very, very lax for him if he doesn't make it through that way. I would want to make sure he does. But Arab T, unfortunately, down by 2. Not the way they wanted to start this game at all, coming off how they finished the last one, but they do have one elimination under the belt, so it's not too crazy, it's not too far-fetched, it doesn't take anything away from the opposition. And here comes the zone. Moves again. The northern side is very free north of El Azahar, but it looks like some opposition will be playing out a little bit closer to the south. Black Mamba as well in pole position to take control. Rio Esports as well from that eastern side. 3 Crown Esports also towards the southwest. And Arab T coming in straight from the south, from the west to occupy the southern side. Again, at the game in a good spot. They could make their rotation. They are due north, so they can take this position away and find themselves in a much better spot just north of El Azahar. But again, the zone is going to be a big differentiating factor as to how they make it happen. But the journey doesn't end here. Pick me with his sprays over to the top. The first shot goes over the top side. That one will lock it all the way in. Lick did get knocked away, but unfortunately, can't really do much there against Neon Rising, too far out. The sprays are unrelenting, very violent, but Neon Rising will rise to the occasion and get their numbers back to full strength. Well, it looks like Rio Esports are pulling up against Umoja Gaming, and here comes Pim. First shot over the head with the DBS. Princess will be the first one to fall. Alt-T circles back over to the right hand side. Tinubu gets knocked away. Trades off into the other side. Pim had to peek inside. Almost getting dropped off into the other corner as well. Here comes Raw. Could get him dropped through, but he does get him dropped away. Rio Esports somehow have turned this on his head. And Igusi with the grenades over to the top side. Can he keep Umoja Gaming alive here? Grenades continue. And here comes Naruto crashing and burning inside. Raw plays behind. Another grenade sent over as well. Princess will bite the dust, and that will be the end for those two. But Rio Esports still have 2 players up. They still have a little bit of an advantage here, but it looks like Alt-T had other plans. He turned around and hightailed it. And unfortunately, I think he's AFK. I think he's AFK, right? I think he's AFK. Unfortunately, I think he is AFK. Yeah, he is AFK. Oh, that's unfortunate for Rio Esports. Alt-T is AFK. And his teammates could have used him in that final push. But unfortunately, his internet had other plans. Raw going to be the last hopeful for Rio Esports, as Alt-T will not be making it any further. But Umoja Gaming once again have added some points under their belt. And Fyodor takes a straight shot the shotgun to the chest there. Mar as well to follow suit. Dream Team have started to deal with Ecstasy once again. And I believe Ecstasy will just be down to Crusader. Amar is going to be sent back into the lobby as well with the quickness. Storm in a very comfortable spot for Dream Team as well. He's starting to pack things in. Crusader. Oh, that's a beautiful grenade. Oh, perfectly launched from Peter as well. 2 grenades. And Ecstasy will be packed out very, very early in the game. Did manage only 2 eliminations, unfortunately, but here comes Professor trying to spin all the way back, and he might be getting knocked away, but somehow parking his vehicle saved him out, and he switched seats. I mean, you gotta respect it still, but unfortunately he cannot escape. He does get knocked away. And here comes Arab T now, trying to make their own way, trying to make their own slate. Good grenade over to the other side, but he's ready. Oh, peeks inside, but didn't work. He'll circle back. Here comes Neon Rising again, trying to breach. Arab Team trouble. As Mio turns his back to the opposition, the DBS to the left-hand side crawls and crawls into the corner as well, tries to take the shot. Feigns into the right. Jump shot is good, but unfortunately doesn't connect. Asmir tries again, but unfortunately not this time. Neon Rising will shut it down. 2 eliminations to the good. But now the onslaught continues once more. More chicks gets knocked away. But it's not enough. Cash immediately sends the Molotov to deal more and more damage. More aura. Charge to the game. Beautiful grenade. Cinches the victim. He gets dropped away. More aura. You can feel it right now. Neon Rising will not let this one slip away either ways. But 14 Gaming will have to think about it twice now. Grenades will fly through the hallway. You might need a whole pass before that one lands straight on your head, but 24K will circle back again to get a better angle. 14th Gaming are not sliding this one back. And Black will lose one again in that exchange. But 14th Gaming continue to utilize that position. Teabag with another grenade just over the top side. Naruto is going to be the victim, but here comes Quilla from 3 Crown Esports, and they've gotten a piece of the action as well. Jim Rat looking for a way through for Black Mamba, hops into the vehicle, and that is the right call, but can they circle through? Here comes Cloud now, trying to get a piece of the action. Jim Rat right behind him, and that could spell a lot of drama, a lot of chaos. He's going to circle back, and he tried to circle inside the zone, but unfortunately it will not be the case. 3 Crown Esports now, looking very comfortable here. They have their numbers, and they are starting to reduce. Nexus for 3 Crown Esports is Dark Knights. Unfortunately, they have been sent back. Neo sends his shots through as well towards Tribe Warriors. Lick is going to be the victim. Neo with the first elimination for Afro Esports. Are they about to do a back-to-back chicken dinner? That is in the bonus of itself. But Unsullied Army looking for a way to branch, to break the branches off the trees that Vanguard Esports have sown, the seeds that they have put in place here to hold this line of the zone for themselves. And 4864 peaked out a little bit too long there. He will suffer the consequences courtesy of Dream Team. Sad is the one to pull the trigger. Saz on the beat, plays off the right hand side, could spray over the hillside, but unfortunately has no sight lines. But he will go for the pickup, and we'll go for a couple more seconds and a couple more season positions again to work through the angles there for Unsullied Army. Vanguard Esports still very comfortable. They have a lot of zone to work with, and they can keep Unsullied Army out of the zone here. Unsullied Army, that cross is going to be very dangerous. The smokes already coming out, and it would be the best time to create a smoke path. Will they make it through though? We tell. Crown on the other side tried to take hold of this hillside. And they have done an amazing job, but Storm finally will discover. And here comes Finger, trying to play onto the other side. Cloud does get dropped away. Beautiful angles and beautiful position for 3 Crown Esports, but unfortunately, Tribe Warriors has something safe for him. It has something for him, definitely. His Nexus has been knocked away. Cloud as well to follow through, but another spray over to the other side as well. 3 Crown Esports will not be stopping down, and the trade-off is good. They were ready for it. Too Cold on the other side as well, drops him. And Storm was absolutely cooking for Athlete Game, but unfortunately the play zone will deal more damage. But Athlete Game will circle back. They will keep themselves in the running for this, but they are exposed to Dream Team on the other side of the hill. And Dream Team have the game locked in, but here comes Afro Esports. Here they come. They want a piece of the action, and anyone who eliminates them now, big chance for you. Big bonus points up for grabs here. Can 3 Crowns eliminate Afro Esports? It will be a big shift, but no, it will not. Chris with a grenade over the top, and 3 Crown Esports will be sent packing into the lobby as well. They go out in 7th. Afro Esports looking much more deadly in the past couple minutes than they were before, and they will send more and more chaos over to that top side again. And Monkey spins through. Vanguard Esports looking very comfortable as well. 4 eliminations to the good. They did put the screws to Unsullied Army, and that rotation did not make its way through. 14th Gaming on the other side. Could be their game. It could be their game this time around, but more Steez, unfortunately, gets dropped away. Monkey's the one that got put the screws to him, and yeah. The rest of the guys from Vanguard Esports are looking to cash in the money in the bank here and get the final elimination on Neon Rise. Kesh did peek out. He gets stopped away. More Steez, unfortunately, could not survive the onslaught. Monkey puts the final word. They are up to 5 eliminations now. Vanguard Esports are milking this. They are in a very pole position to take away this chicken dinner, but I spoke too soon. More Aura's grenade flies through the windowsill straight onto Too Cold, and that will burn any opposition that they had in the corner. But 14th Gamer will continue to lay waste and an onslaught towards the guys from Afro Esports. They are trading blows right now. Another grenade, more Aura, P90 straight to the chest now. Another one for Vanguard Esports will fall to the side. A grenade just over the corner. Is it enough to make the job done? But no, Senchoski tries to circle back. Peng Danango for 14th Gaming. He spins over into the open room but can't seem to find a way through. Peeks out again into the corner. The grenade bounced off perfectly, but unfortunately it's too far out. Dago gets the drop in with the P90 as well. Another grenade could spew, absolutely diabolical, but Dago goes for the flush, and that's going to be the end. Senchoski continues to apply some more pressure there, but Monkey over to the other side, and the DBS will close the church gates, and they will not see pressure. They will not see any movement forward. Chris over to the other side. Senchoski again, still holding the lines there, not moving a muscle, not trying to give away his position. But Dream Team, they're waiting. Afro Esports have lost one. They cannot afford to lose another. And Central drop another one and goes for the flush in the meek of the corner. And Sench is not letting this one slide. 14 Gaming will be stealing and reeling away. And Afro Esports will be crumbling one after the other into the open space. Sench again peeks out, tries to bait and switch. Chance to charge the grenade, but Central will move a muscle. He has Steez, he has Aura, but all of a sudden he's trying to turn the script, flip it around on Afro Esports, trying to play the mind games, trying to play the tricks, and they seem to work. He's moved out of the zone and he's moved into a better position. But 14th Gaming, will they have an angle? No, they will not. Artist is there to carve on the wall and send them all the way back into the lobby. Afro Esports, here they come again. Central position could work if they can find a way through. They will be spinning back into the open spaces again. Afro Esports very comfortable here, but it looks like that's not going to be the case. Dream Team, will they claim the bonus points? It looks like they might. And all it takes is one hit. Dream Team will claim and they will eliminate Afro Esports. The bonus goes to them. And Afro Esports go out in 3rd. Vanguard Esports, can they take the chicken dinner? Dream Team will spin all the way back. Unfortunately, the full squad bonus points will not be going to Dream Team because they are playing as 3. They are not playing as 4. They are not a full squad. But even all the more reason why this is impressive, because they looks like they might be able to turn something around here. But Too Cold is in the corner. But Vanguard do have the opportunity here to get the bonus for winning a chicken dinner with a full squad up. And unfortunately, that dream may be short-lived as Peter peeks over to the other side, drops 22k boogie, and now that could be big trouble. Big trouble for Vanguard Esports. Here comes Storm, circles back again, gets himself into an open space, a little bit of a peek there to come through. Oh, what a grenade from Sad, and that one will deafen the ears for sure. Artist will not escape, it will not survive any longer, and Too Cold over to the other side. A grenade could perfectly close this game out. One perfectly launched grenade over to the other side again. Peeks out is good, but the trade-off is even better. Peter as well will be dropped off, and Sad has to circle back. Keep an angle there for Vanguard Esports. What a DBS over to the other side. And Monkey's going for it. Monkey's going for the 1v1. She knows what she has to do. Will she clutch? DBS against DBS. Aura for Aura. Monkey's there. Jumper to the other side. She goes for the flush. And Sad has to circle back as well. Tries to keep the angle. Sprays into the left-hand side. DBS for DBS. But unfortunately, Sad will take it. And Dream Team will take that chicken dinner. The DBS. It was not all about the weapon, it's all about the beholder, and the beholder this time was Dream Team, and they won't take that chicken dinner. Unfortunately, they did play as 3, so the bonus will not get it, but they did eliminate Afro Esports, and that one will taste a little bit sweeter. What a finish from Dream Team Esports, ladies and gentlemen. Now that is how you start to stand on business. 13, is that 13? Yes, it is 13 eliminations and a chicken dinner plus the bonus of eliminating Afro Esports. I mean, they're cooking right now. They're looking very juicy right now. They're looking very solid right now, ladies and gentlemen. And it's a very good way for Dream Team to pick up where they left off from the league stage, because they were putting in these exact numbers and we saw how capable they could get. But 56 eliminations to the good. Big numbers, 52 knocks to follow through, almost 10k in heals. That was a lot of heals, but the grenades as well. 5 grenade eliminations, a lot of grenades flying all over the place, still lesser than the one we had in the previous game either way. But Vanguard Esports in the clutch, but Dream Team even deeper in the clutch. 2200 in damage points as opposed to 1000 for Vanguard Esports. 13 eliminations as opposed to 8. Dream Team the much better side, but Vanguard Esports still putting in that work, still putting in those numbers. 28 minutes on the clock for both teams. For Vanguard Esports, they had so many opportunities to capitalize, but you know, there was just not enough terrain, and Dream Team had every corner locked in for the most part. Sad also in the mix here, putting in the work, putting in the hours. 7 eliminations, 1300 plus in damage points. I mean, 28 minutes to the clock. This guy was absolutely incredible for Dream Team, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is what you need to do. But Sad Peter also in the front lines, 1300 to 492. I mean, Peter was there, but Sad was much more there if you ask me. But Monkey form Vanguard Esports also in the mix, 4 eliminations to the good. Neo was also in there, 4 eliminations for Afro Esports, and Sench in 4th place. In 5th place with 4 eliminations as well. So as it stands, 23 eliminations for this game, 23 points, 13 eliminations. Apologies for that one. 14 points for Vanguard, 12 for 14th Gaming in 3rd place. Afro Esports in 4th with 11. Neon Rising once again still putting in some good numbers there in 5th place with 7. 3 Crown Esports in 5th place. In 6th place with 5. Tribe Warriors and Athlete Games sharing 4 points apiece. Ecstasy and Umoja also sharing 2 points apiece. Arab T on Solid Army, Black Mamba and Rio Esports all sharing 1 point apiece. Dark Knights and Jay's team unfortunately couldn't put the work in, but it is not over for them at all. Currently we stand at the ready with Sad leading the charge with 8 eliminations. Morstees closely behind with 6 eliminations, roughly sharing the same amount of damage points. But Neo for Afro Esports is also there, 6 for Peter as well, and Asmir for Arab T in 928, 5 eliminations, still to the good, still very much in the running here. But yeah, I mean, we know exactly how to look out for these players. But now the table has started to take a little bit of shape. Afro Esports with 32 already in the front lines. Dream Team with 27. Neon with 21. Arab T in 4th place with 15. Vanguard Esports in 5th place with 14. 14 Gaming with 14 in 6th. 3 Crown Esports in 7th with 12. Dark Knights in 8th with 9. And all the way down to Ecstasy with also 9, not too far out from turning things around. Tribe as well with 5, Athlete Game with 4, Umoja Gaming and On Solid Army as well with 4, Rio Esports with 2, Black in 15th, and Jay still yet to secure any points in this Super Weekend. Woo! But what a time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. What a time to turn outside. It has been absolutely incredible in Miramar, but it's not over just yet. We've still got Sanok and we've still got Rondo. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after the break to give you guys some more PUBG Mobile action in the MPL Season 8.
back to Falcon Cross.
Now the Womerson, Demo, against Hyper, he needs to clear that hill, the boys in yellow, Hyper finds him, shuts him down, and 340, 10 more seconds through that door, the oil money in, all day going to make history, very first land, very fast win, 347, 348, now the contest, the boys in lead, no way through, and they are going to hold it down, so S are your champions.
the energy. Monstrous.
A happy boy. Energy.
Fine.
Woo! All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. It is the Nigerian Pro League Season 8, and what a ride it has been. A big roller coaster, and we saw exactly why. Turnout, big turnout, big turnout. But, ladies and gentlemen, action continues. Regardless, we've got some interesting players for you to watch. You know, throughout the span of the Super Weekend, 10-11 Ecstasy. For Bego, the MVP from last season. McGrellin for 3 Crown Esports as well. One of the top players from the group stages and the league stages as well. From the playoffs all the way down to the Super Weekend. But more Steez, we've seen more Steez already in action today. And he has been a big factor to how, you know, Neon Rising have been making their moves. But let's not forget, Nezo has still also been in the cut right now. So we'll see how he also carries things out for his team. But we are in Sanok, ladies and gentlemen. And that is where we want to be right now. Playing path cuts right through the middle. I mean, it doesn't get any juicier than this, though. It doesn't. You know, it doesn't get any juicier than this. Cutting right through in the middle there. It is much better though, you know. Once you see the, you know, once you get how proactive some of these teams can be, I really want to know what the rotation patterns are going to be like. You know, for a couple of these teams, I can't even lie. I want to know what the rotation pattern is, what it can be. I want to know. I'm curious, you know. But, you know, 3 Crown Esports will be in Painan as expected, as we all know. And now we are going to see, can they maintain it, though? There's a lot of opposition in the area, so you also have to be very, very clear with it. But right now, Neon Rising, on the other hand, they've not really, you know, gone above and beyond. They have been very, they've been very, I wouldn't call it too caught out, but they've had a lot to cover out with. Again, they will try to pack it in. They will try again. I've seen how dangerous, you know, some of these teams can get. Dark, we're starting to see some danger lurking in from their position again. That's a spray, a bit of a cool spray. Fortunately, it's not enough though. Tribe Warriors in the mix. Lick trying to circle back and spin the block here. He might be getting caught out. First shot into the corner doesn't work out. But Tribe Warriors could get an angle on this. They could turn this around. But all it takes a lot of utilities to make that happen. Touch will be touched away though. And Tribe Warriors will lose yet another one. But Lick will trade it off. A grenade over the top. Immediately, Touch gets knocked away for the second time again. Beautiful jump shot. But unfortunately, it's no good. Oh, that would have been a perfectly launched angle. So I think we will close that one down. And Tribe Warriors have the numbers advantage now. They are trying to close this out. Abubakar gets the first drop as well, but he will not get the second. Tribe Warriors will come out on top. 4 eliminations to the good. Now it is a party. Tribe Warriors, 4 eliminations. Dark have been sent back into the lobby. I mean, yeah, the game's about to go different right now. But let's not forget, Dream Team did win that chicken dinner. So Dream Team, who is going to eliminate them? These are the questions. These are the questions. You got to keep your eyes on the prize. You got to keep your eyes locked in. You got to stay proactive. You got to stay active regardless. You got to keep your head down and your gun up. You know, at the game right now, have they found your footing? Yeah, they are playing without Mando and Ace. Go Great Storm and ADK. Unfortunately, they are having a little bit of a roster crisis, but it is all part of the game. The only the strongest will. The ones with the strongest will survive. And if your will ain't strong, you're getting cooked. A lot of contingencies, you know, when you're playing in overpopulated, dense areas inside of Sandhawk, you would have to, you know, think and rethink. Dream Team, unfortunately, playing as 3 again, they have nullified the chicken dinner bonus that comes with playing as 4. So that one is out the window. They can only get a back-to-back here. And they can't eliminate themselves again, so they can't get that bonus either. You know, so a back-to-back here. A back-to-back would be the best thing for them. That's the only bonus they can get, actually. A back-to-back. Looks like a athlete game will set their sights on Unsullied Army. Now these are 2 teams that I would see how interesting it is for them to get in an engagement, but Storm looks like he's making quick work of Unsullied Army. They have 2 players that have been knocked all the way down. They're not necessarily the best way to start things off. Layla again over to the other side, but Great finally getting stopped dead in his tracks by 4864. But unfortunately, ADK will be there to close that one down, and that's going to be good night to him. And it doesn't look like Layla will be getting picked up. Unsullied Army may have just lost the battle here. Storm is going for that finish. A little bit of a fine dining turn of events here, but and the grenades flying all over. One down does get knocked away. Nexus finally getting picked up. Nezo and Eric all the way on the other side here. Jay, they did lose one earlier on, so that puts them into a very, very rough and very, very tricky spot. Nando from 14th Gaming trading all for more. Nax will be getting knocked away there by MVP, the Egusi MVP from Umoja Gaming, all the way across, I believe. He gets caught out in a third party of the century, trying again to pack inside. And here comes more chicks, peeks out again. First shot again with the DBS, but unfortunately, the S12K is no match for it when it starts to clutch in. More aura now. Can he do a jump shot into the other corner? Almost tries to sway him off, but unfortunately, again, the jump shot from 24K will be that much deadlier, and that's going to be good night. Eric tried to go for the clutch and he almost went for it, but the DBS from the back will 3 Crowns will use that to their advantage. Black Mamba also playing his 3 here. There's a lot of 3s, and I ain't talking basketball. Black DIC also in the cut here. But Black Mamba still yet to fulfill their potential with the lineup that they've got so far. But I will try. We'll try to make something happen out of this. But Arab T, once again, top tier rotation. I think they did struggle in Miramar, but you know, this rotation coming out from them is very good. It's very good. It's very solid. It's a very solid rotation from Arab T. I think they have learned a couple of things, and they have advanced with how they move. Play zone is going to be closing out here as well. And all eyes will be on that central part, being where Black Mamba, Umoja Gaming, 24K, Rio Esports, all inside of that central to western side of the zone. A little bit more than they would have hoped for, but Paradise Resort is very much up for grabs. And teams can occupy that entire region and play out from there. But it looks like Arab T might be running into Athlete Game here, 80K. A little bit of a turnout, a bit of a spin on things. But the intel has been gathered. They do know that they have some opposition in the area. But what will they do with that information, though? Well, it looks like they might decide to nestle and gather much more intel here. But Unsullied Army have been cut down to just 2. There is it's a little bit of drama sent that way. But they will think about it, though, regardless of what they do and how they advance their positions. It still reads, you know, the exact same way. It's the same strategies, the same corners again. Oh, what a spray from Asmir, and they will crack open the defense for Athlete Game, and here they come. Atarodo already leading the charge, doesn't even want to stop for ice cream. He just wants the whole bowl, wants to crack it all the way open, and here comes Asmir crashing into the party. They know the knock isn't good, and they are trying to close that out. First touch over to the other side. What a breach. What a breach from Arab T. Do have some opposition there. Had no idea that the ops were in the vicinity. Asmir gets knocked away, but immediately Egungun just cuts that one all the way out. But Creed has to be very careful. That was dangerous work. Not having all the intel there, but it worked in their favor. Arab T will play and will stack up, and they will play as 4 going forward. They will remain locked in. They will remain productive. And take a look at that. 3 Crown Esports making their move from the eastern side of the zone. I do believe they will be making a rotation to find themselves somewhere in the south. But Dax will be getting knocked away by DYDX. Unsullied Army will steal one away from Afro Esports once again. But unfortunately, if only they were eliminating Afro Esports after Afro Esports had won game 1, but unfortunately, Dream Team is the team to kill right now. And here comes Storm, still packing in some blows. Well, 3 Crown Esports looking very comfortable here. 4 eliminations. It's a big step in the right direction, but Rio Esports not the best step so far. They've set their sights on Dream Team. And that's going to be good night to Unsullied Army. DYDX, the last one to say goodbye to the lobby. We managed to snatch out 1 elimination though. That position is instantaneously compromised. 3 Crown Esports will think long and hard about the position they want to occupy. That is a big hit, a major hit. An Arab team now trying to deal with Dream Team. That's a good grenade over to the other side. The right-hand side looking very perplexed right now. Oh, and Creed actually pushes up the hill, slaps them straight in the head, and Dream Team will be swept away. And Arab T, they know that is Dream Team. They know that the advantage would go their way. Arab T can take 10 from here, but unfortunately, Sad will say no. And it will go to Atarodo regardless. Arab T will steal 10 points away. They have eliminated Dream Team. And what a joy that one must feel like right now. Moja Gaming on the other side, fighting on so many angles, on so many corners. Tribe Warrior circling back and forth, trying to hold the hinge. 5 eliminations to the good. They are quite comfortable here, but the play zone has moved away. And they will have to make their next plans very clear. Creed, unfortunately, will not be getting picked up. Too cold. Has to be careful. Raw with a first shot. DBS followed by an M4. Asmir will bite the dust as well. And on Arab T, those points that they just got from Dream Team, I'm sure it gave them all the boost they needed. And now they will enjoy that one. Atardo will be going outside. Arab team will be swept back into lobby. 6 eliminations, but these guys, they just got plus 10 for eliminating Dream Team. 3 Crown Esports on the other side, again looking very comfortable here. They could be staying locked in. Dago peeks out, gets dropped immediately by Quilla. And 3 Crown Esports, the chicken dinner has been very elusive for them. Chris has to spin around the open sides as well. And that could keep them into a very, very tight spot. But it doesn't look like he will be getting picked up. He gets straight into the vehicle and he will be getting stopped. Three Crown Esports will try again. 8 eliminations to the good. Umoja Gaming on the other side. They will be setting their sights and immediately spotted by Fyodor. And Umoja Gaming on the other side trying to keep the rest at bay as well. A trade-off is good. A trade-off could be better. And a little bit of a touch there. Lit gets dropped off. And he gets swept away as well by Fyodor. But unfortunately, the Blaze Zone will be the one to claim those points. And Ecstasy looking for a way inside. Every single position looks very, very overwhelmed and taken away here. And things are looking very, 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 very bleak for a couple of these teams. Quilla continues to mount the pressure on. 9 eliminations now. 3 Crown Esports, they're going for that bonus. The chicken dinner. And a 4-man step bonus. Oh, what a grenade. It's been sent over. Cloud has been spotted. Nando from 14th Gaming, still very much in the mix. Another grenade sent over as well. That one could be very diabolical, but it's too far out. And Merrick will get the drop on. Danny Brown doesn't get the angle right, but unfortunately Fyodor will be taking hits after hits from Quilla, and another grenade flies over the top, doesn't connect. Cloud is going to make the push. Danny Brown had his eye off the ball for a second, and Cloud will capitalize. Somehow Ecstasy have lost the little edge that they had here. Cloud is moving around like a fairy, like his pixie dust. He's unstoppable. Peeks down to the other corner, but finally gets dropped off by Crusader, and more pressure being mounted as well. Goes for the flush immediately. A grenade flies over the other side, doesn't connect, but he will be swept away by Nexus again. The right hand side sweeping every single corner. Nando doesn't make the move. He's gonna be in the water, and 3 Crown Esports have already heard him in the water, and that's going to be good night for him. 3 Crown Esports will take the chicken dinner with 4 players up. The big bonus goes their way, and that is how you make an appearance. 3 Crown Esports up and running. Quilla, Nexus, Cloud all in the mix, putting in that work, and that is how you make your presence felt. 3 Crown Esports, their first chicken dinner of the Super Weekend, well deserved and done in excellent fashion. They did manage 15 eliminations. I mean, that's a big number. That's a very big way to start things off. 15 eliminations plus the bonus of having all 4 players up. You gotta respect it. 3 Crown Esports absolutely next level here. And I've loved every minute of the turnout. And they have turned things around. 53 eliminations to the good Knox with 54. 8K in heels, 8-3. Total 1 grenade elimination in all of this. And 22 assists. Unfortunately, nobody got eliminated with a vehicle in this turnout. But again, it's not something to beat yourself up about. You gotta respect the process, and respect the process we shall, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, what a game that was. But Tribe Warriors actually put in the work as well. They got 12 eliminations. They went by very demure, very unnoticed, but they were putting in the work there. 1600 in damage points on both ends. It cuts across the board. These guys were doing it next level, and I have to love it. They also had 16 minutes on the clock. They were very chill. Started the engagements relatively very early, much earlier than 3 Crown Esports, but it didn't stop the result from being much steeper, than the other teams had it. But, again, big move, very big move. Lick in front, 6 eliminations, 500 plus in damage points, 16 minutes to the clock, 6 knocks, and 500 plus in heals. Big move from Tribe Warriors. Once again, standing on business. If you ask me, they're standing on business. Big moves regardless. 6 eliminations. Cloud in second with 6 as well. Quilla in third with 4. And Nando in fourth with 3. And Atardo with 670 damage points, but only 2 eliminations. Yeah, he was putting in that work. He was putting in those hours. He was putting in that shift. But nasty work regardless. Nasty work. Okay. We love to see it. But ladies and gentlemen, 3 Crown Esports was back and strong, back and solid. 25 points to the good, 15 eliminations. Tribe Warriors with 15 points in total. 14th Gaming with 11. 10-11 Ecstasy in fourth with 7. Arab T in fifth with 6. Rio Esports in 6th with 5. Umoja Gaming with 5 as well. Vanguard in 8th with 4. Black Mamba Reborn in 9th with 3. Athlete Game with 2. Unsullied Army and Dream Team sharing 1 with sharing points 1 with a piece as well. Afro Esports, Dark Knight, Jay's Team, and Neon Rising unfortunately just couldn't get on the points board, but Sad still in front with 1500 in damage points, still being chased by more Steez and Asmir as well, with 7 eliminations with 1,100 on the damage scale. Merrick is also in the cut with 1200, 6 eliminations. Nexus is now in the running for MVP for the Super Weekend with 7 eliminations, breaks in to the scale as well with 900 points on the damage board. Well, here you go. Leaderboard as it stands after match 3. 37 points for 3 Crown Esports. They have now moved into top spot with Afro Esports in second place with 32. Dream Team in third with 28. 14th Gaming in fourth with 25. And Neon Rising in fifth place with 21. Also Arab T with 21. But Arab T have a plus 10. Arab T have a plus 10. That puts them in a diabolical spot. Arab T has a plus 10, guys. That puts them at 31 as it stands. But yeah, Tribe. But Tribe also cooking in there in 7th place with 20. Vanguard in 8 with 18 in 8th. And then you go Ecstasy with 16 in 9th. Dark with 9. Dark have been on 9 points for like 2 hours, bro. Dark have been on 9 points for like 2 hours. Umoja Gaming also in 11 with 9 points. Again, big moves. Very, very interesting leaderboard we've seen so far. We're not seeing anybody doing 100 points already. You can already feel that. This is a Super Weekend. It's just different out here. But I really want to see what the leaderboard is going to look like once the bonus points actually fall into comparison. Remember, these bonus points only translate to the leaderboard towards Super Weekend, but they do not reflect on the website. The website will have a different type of scoring system for that. But ladies and gentlemen, Game 3 is done. We're coming to Rondo. First time ever Rondo in the NPL. So stay tuned. Don't touch that down. We'll be right back.
match is about to start.
From PS12, now on the Madrid, is ready to move that. Now the Romerson, Demo against Hyper. He needs to clear that hill. The boys in yellow. Hyper finds him, shuts him down, and do.
Ooh, I'm rubbing my hands. I'm rubbing my hands because it's about to get very active. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Nigerian Pro League. And it is a Showtime special. For the first time ever in 2025, we are going to play Rondo. Quick side note, the Rondo is here. We are going to be keeping our eyes on a couple of players. We've seen them, over the run of the weekend. We've seen some strategies being applied. McGrellin, McGrellin, Bego, Morstees, Nezo. These players have been very, very active, and they've been turning up. They've been turning up a lot in the squad. But like I said, we are going to be playing Rondo for the first time ever in the Nigerian Pro League. Before, the Super Weekend would have been Vikendi, but because today we had the Rondo Cup, the PUBG Mobile Rondo Cup, the PMRC, so we saw PUBG Mobile actually introducing or inducting Rondo into the esports ecosystem with the break-in. So we saw D plus Kia, the current PMGC 2024 champions, inside of the Rondo map. So we already know this is the show. This is the time to stay very, very active. This is the map where you gotta know what you're doing. You have to know what you're doing. You cannot be caught off guard. Remember, because that is what this map is all about, getting caught off guard. There's a lot of Miramar in here. There's a lot of Sandhawk. There's a lot of Erangel. It is all mixed together into one. Even a little bit of Livik plays a role in here. So you just have to be next level to get next level results. And that is what we are going to be keeping our eyes open for here. But take a look. We've got Yao Tin, Fong Tun, Long Ho, Rin Jiang, Wang Shan, Yu Lin, Stadium, Bamboo, Test Track, Reihan, Nanshuan, Minhu, Kunxia, and a bunch of interesting places all over the place. I mean, Tuling is also in the cut. Who is going to land in Tuling? I don't know, but we're going to find out who's going to take a chicken dinner in Rondo. I mean, we're going to make history as well. The first team to get a chicken dinner in the NPL in Rondo. And we have first blood already. Remember, 3 Crown is the team to eliminate now. But then again, it's Rondo, so you don't know where they land, so you can't find them. But if they would be able to turn on the heat here, it would keep them into a better perspective. All eyes on the prize here. Storm proactive. First elimination to the good as well. Looks like Unsullied Army will be on the receiving end of that one. Not necessarily the best way that they wanted to start the game, but it puts them into a very, very, very tricky spot. Tinubu as well taking a hit. Umoja Gaming in serious turmoil today, but Egusi will trade off Afro Esports, and they will be taking one after the other on the other side. Is Chris peeks out again. First couple of shots over to the other side is Kiss, and Lick also making an advance. Ooh, what? Oh, Molotov over to the other side, almost getting dropped away there. And that would have been very interesting. SARS on the beat gets knocked away, and a grenade perfectly launched. But a couple of inches wider, it would have been much better. But it's not enough. And they will hit him. We'll be trying to get packed in. Neil bleeding out here. Afro Esports, can they go for the pickup? It would be the best thing they could do right now, and I think they will be picking him up. No, they will not. Afro Esports will lose yet another player. A lock on the other side. But touch does get touched up. And there's more pressure, but the door's shut. Takes more of a hit. Can't keep to find a way through there. Dark, unfortunately, not advancing any further. Chris has been spotted and immediately gets dropped away by Agusi. And Umoja Gaming not taking this one lying down, but they have 2 eliminations so far. And they look like they will be coming out on top and taking this entire area. And that will put them into a very, very frantic position. But here comes Dago, the last one left. They are trying to breach inside. First touch into the other side. First touch is good, but a clean hit. And Tribe will not advance. Afro Esports will go out in 14th with 2 eliminations. Moja Gaming again, still trying to find their way through. Tribe Warriors have lost 2. This is a 4 versus 2. Everything is right as rain for Umoja Gaming. There is some chaos brewing, no knowledge. Oh, what a grenade. That was a very well-timed grenade. Tinubu is actually making a rotation from the western side to get a better angle here. And it is a very, very tricky spot. But if he doesn't get caught out, it could change things. Umoja Gaming could turn this around. They've not really had the best... turn. They've just never really had the best turn, you know, so far in today's games. And now the smokes have been set over to the other side again. And they will be thinking... I'm reading the comments and someone said, make us include this, I beg. I don't even know. I can't even remember what I said. What did I even say that was so crazy? I don't remember saying anything, man. What did I even say, bro? Like, man said, what? Like, what's Tezuka saying? And Red Door. What you guys say, man? What did I say? I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything like out of pocket, right? Oh, wow. That's a good grenade. Very, very good grenade. Just one touch and it does connect him over to the other side using the numbers advantage, securing every single position. And it is putting them on the spot. It is putting them in the zone, in the right spot. And now they will stay locked in. Black DIC over to the south side of the temple. Again, they would try to hold this out, but 24K and 14th Gaming are trying their best to lock this down. 3 eliminations, 3 solid points for Umoja Gaming. And they will try their best to keep the opposition in strong contention. Again, most of the spaces that they've got very ideal here. That could be very interesting, regardless. Now they will try to stay locked in. That's a good shot. That's a very good shot. But Lick is not looking too strong here. He's getting chased all the way down. They did manage to steal one away from Umoja Gaming, but no match for the president of Nigeria. He definitely used his presidency powers. And he came out on top. Umoja Gaming, 4 eliminations to the good. As it stands, 14th Gaming, Ecstasy, Vanguard Esports, 3 Crown, and Neon Rising are the teams that could get themselves the chicken dinner bonus for, you know, finishing, getting a chicken dinner with a complete squad, because those are the only teams with 4 players up right now. But more Steez and the rest of the guys from Neon Rising playing up a little bit closer to the southern side. It keeps them into a very, very locked in position. Rio Esports as well inside of the EMP zone. Not necessarily the best place to be right now. And Red Dot says Dark is like an industry plant. But for who though? I mean, an industry plant has benefits to an organization. You know, what role does Dark Knights play in this? But it looks like Rio Esports will be running into Unsullied Army. Yeah, it looks like this might just turn out to be a firing squad. I think they probably just let them come into the open like this and just rain the bullets down. I mean, but Unsullied Army, there's no way they're not aware of these guys coming here right now, man. I mean, Unsullied Army, they've only got 2 players, so they are even outnumbered in all of this. So Princess with the quick reload. And now they have pulled up into the scene. DYDX and Layla, pretty sure they are aware that Rio Esports have pulled up into the mix. And he does drop the first grenade, but unfortunately will not make it happen. But Princess is going to get knocked away. Unsullied Army in defensive mode, very strong defensively as well. The utilities are going to have to change hands here. DYDX gets dropped away by Phoenix. The Flame tries to shot through, opens the door to limit the visibility there. Layla spins back. Molotov cocktail is dropped through. A couple shots as well to follow. Oh! That was very close. Too close for comfort. DYDX has been swept back into the lobby, but so has Princess. Good trade-off on Solid Army. They can come out on top in this exchange. That will give them a big boost and a big bonus. At least mentally. Flame over to the left. That grenade over to the other side. Just enough to crank up that sound. Phoenix looking for a way through, looking for a way around. Can't seem to find it. Good grenade from Phoenix will make a little bit of an interesting dynamic here, but the play zone is quite nice here. 3 Crown Esports coming in from that western side. They will try to stay locked in. Okay, why is Orisha hating though? I'm missing something. I'm missing something. Like, why is Orisha hating on UG? Like, what's going on, bro? What is going on? Something is. Someone should give me the gist. Someone should give me the gist. Something is happening here, because he has been quite an op for a while. He's been upping it up. Why has Orisha been upping it up against Umoja Gaming? Something is missing here. I'm missing something. Someone should give me the tea. I want to hear the tea. You can put it in my DM or you can put it in the chat. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just trying to know the tea, because Orisha is not much of a hater, but he has been quite hating. He has been hating quite a lot these days. I've been seeing a lot of his hate. You know, I respect the hate, but I gotta know where it's from still. You know, that kind of thing. But it looks like Crusader has a sightline set onto the guys from Jay's team, and we'll be trading off, putting some more and more shots. And it is going to be against Ecstasy. They will be pulling up into the feed there, but Kesh is the one that nails him, and Eric will not be so lucky. Ooh, that's a nice shot. Ecstasy. This would be a good game for them if they can win a chicken dinner and not lose anyone, and also maybe eliminate 3 Crown Esports in the process. I mean, you know. No, Crusader locked in. More Steez will trade off again. Tinubu is going to be the victim this time. Moja Gaming thinking twice about their next execution of whatever plan they have in their heads here. 12 teams alive, 37 bodies in the comp. Mornax gets knocked away by Pim. Moja Gaming are not stopping. They will keep going as long as they have players up. But here comes Jay from Jay's team. It's 2 versus 4. Can Jay make something happen here? Doesn't make too much of a step over to the other side. He might be getting spotted out, but he's coming into the corner again. First shot, gets the drop on, but immediately gets swept away. Furry Muck, nowhere to be seen while his teammate gets clapped up, unfortunately. Ooh, and that's going to be good night for Unsullied Army as well. They will go out in 12th place, courtesy of Dream Team. Peter is the one to put the sauce in the bacon. And a good grenade over to the other side as well. Just outside, just too short. But it's not enough. Neon Rising now need to make quick work of Umoja Gaming, and they need to make quick work right now. Him gets dropped off by more Steez as well. Crusader with diabolical sprays over to the north. A couple shots as well to hinder that position, but 24K will take the win. Neon Rising will step on the necks of Umoja Gaming, and they will go out in 11th place. But they did manage 4 eliminations. It's a good way for them to look very, very solid and very good out here. Spray from Neon Rising is of good quality. It's top bars. It's top major bars. More chicks again have tried their best to step in, but the play zone is not the most favorable part of this shift at all. They could try, but they are by the corner there. Merrick will put a final hit onto one of the players from XT. I believe it's Danny Brown. Foreign Mark is spotted, and that will be good night. More chicks will close that out. Jay's team will go out once again. They will not. Okay, so I'm hearing word that Umoja Gaming kicked Orisha out of the team. So that's where the spite and the disgust and the disdain is from. Oh, they say him no good. Oh my goodness. Is that really the truth? Is that, I mean, I can see it now with the way the hate has been coming. I can see it. But 3 Crown Esports looking like they want to do a back-to-back, 2 different maps. It's no problem for them. But will they hold in? Will they hold in though? And now there's a sideline position for Monkey, trying to find a dip and a ditch to play inside of. A lot of surfaces are flat in Rondo. I'm trying to see that. Can't seem to find a way inside of that zone. You are exposed. You are very much exposed. Yeah, you are exposed. I don't know what she thought, but Dream Team will be swept away there. Vanguard Esports can't seem to find a way through, and that's going to be Monkey taking yet another hit. 8 eliminations to the good. 3 Crown Esports still looking very, very solid here, but they haven't found a way through into that zone. The smoke's already coming out from Too Cold. Yeah, again, you are exposed. It's flat surfaces everywhere. You will be spotted. I don't know why I mean, you should have let the smokes go out first before just staying prone in the middle of nowhere. But back, Mamba getting caught out as well. Teabag almost getting swept away by 22 Boogie. And it will try again. No vehicle inside. Things just went from hard to really, really hard for Vanguard Esports, and they will be trying to close out that position. But here comes more Steez. More again. Agungu spotted off. A grenade trade off as well. More chicks now breaks inside, and that is going to be good night to Arab T Esports, courtesy of Neon Rising. And 3 Crown Esports may have just lost a player there. They could be in some serious trouble. Merrick is the one that gets caught out, but they will trade off into the other side. Nexus again will peek out. Nando will send a couple shots with the SLR, and that is quite diabolical as well. Ecstasy are enjoying this if they can make it happen. The bonus points are up for grabs if you can eliminate 3 Crown Esports. but it's going to be hard not to crack. Nexus has to be very careful. Finally makes it through, but the play zone is not favorable at all. He might be getting blown away there if he's not careful enough. 24K looking very comfortable. 14th Gaming. If they can get the chicken dinner and eliminate 3 Crown Esports at the same time, that would be a big boost for them in that leaderboard as well. And they are locked in and they are productive. The play zone is a little couple meters up north for 14th Gaming. That is the only challenge I believe they might have, making that rotation into the zone. Again, it could cost them something that they're not willing to pay for. So they would think long and hard about the decisions that they want to make going forward, because Morstees has been knocked away. Neon Rising will have to make a very strange contingency here. The pressure is still mounting a lot, but they do have more chicks playing for some cover. But the barrage of bullets coming through from 3 Crown Esports, and that grenade perfectly launched. But unfortunately, Cloud will stay on Cloud 9 as he's going to be knocked away. Quilla has to play off on the right-hand side. And they are starting to stay locked in, but more chicks goes for it immediately. They know that 3 Crown is the team to eliminate. They know that they will get the bonus if they can find 3 Crown Esports lacking, and they will trade off. More Steez with another knock. Quilla is discovered as well. Merrick, the last one left, surely. He sprays into the corner, but no! Merrick is there again, sways over to the northern side, but he's exposed. Nexus is all left to him now. He's gonna be caught, and who steals away? It's 10-11. They will take the bonus. They snatch it in the final third. They will take the bonus points. They've eliminated 3 Crown Esports. What a turnaround. They stole the final kill and got the bonus points. Ecstasy somehow boost their points up into the Super Weekend. And Neon Rising, now they want more of the action. Fyodor cracking into the corner, more chicks into the first spray, tracks into the corner as well, takes 2 for 2. Oh my goodness, what a spray with the S12K, shotgun shells all over the street, and Ecstasy will be swept away, and that will be the end as well. 14th Gaming come through, mop up the broken pieces of glass, and take the chicken dinner as well. But what a dramatic finish in the Rondo map. What a finish. Absolutely incredible stuff coming through from 14th Gaming. They did absolutely incredible work. 6 eliminations. Chicken dinner to boot things in. You gotta respect it regardless. Chicken dinner, 6 eliminations, very solid game. Absolutely incredible from 14th Gaming. And they will look very comfortable inside of the final third. And that is how you make something happen. 48 eliminations. 48 is a number, big moves. 47 to the cut. 5,700 in heals. 1 grenade elimination as well. 19 assists and 2 vehicle eliminations to follow through. A lot of numbers going down in the cut. It's a very solid game as well. We've seen it. We've seen how it can get. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it's the NPL. It's the showtime. Now is the time to get very prepared. What a finish that was. Absolutely incredible stuff. Beautiful finish. 1900, I mean 20, I'll just call it 2k in damage for Neon Rising, the most consistent team all throughout tonight. 11 eliminations for them as well, 6 for 14th Gaming. 14th Gaming coming into clutch in that chicken dinner, boosting their points or even higher than, you know, what one would expect, but it is still part of the journey. Ladies and gentlemen, the action doesn't stop, it continues all the way out here. But Neon Rising putting in a lot of hours into the atmosphere. We've seen it, how good they can get with it, how dangerous they are, and we've seen that time and time again. But More Chicks MVP for a reason. He put in a lot of work, a lot of hours into the cut in this last game. 700 plus in damage, points as well. 5 eliminations to follow through. 20 minutes on the clock and 175 in heals. Big player, this guy. Eyes open for more chicks now. We did have more steez, leading the charge for the most part, but looks like he does have competition to deal with. But as it stands, more chicks in front, more steez following through as well. Merrick also in the cut for 3 Crown Esports. Amar is also in there, 841 in damage points. Quilla following through with 3 eliminations for 3 Crown Esports. 400 on average for the most part, but Amar did do 800 and 700 for more steez. Gameplay has been absolutely fantastic coming in from these players. Don't forget, bonus points will be added to the leaderboard before you will see what you get ahead of the Super Weekend. But as it stands, ladies and gentlemen, the action doesn't stop. 17 points for Neon Rising, 14th Gaming with 16 points in the second place. 3 Crown Esports in third with 11. XTC with 10. Remember, they get 10 as well for eliminating 3 Crown Esports as well. So that puts them up to 20 here. Black Mamba in 5th place with 4. Umoja Gaming with 4 as well. Arab T in 7th with 3. 3 all the way down to 10th place with Rio Esports. Unsullied Army in 11th with Afro and Dream Team all sharing 2 points apiece as well. Dark Knights in 14th place, unfortunately, with Jay's team and Athlete Game not able to secure any points in this last game. And then we'll take a look at the MVPs overall after all of tonight's games, and more steez is in front, 10 eliminations, well chased by Merrick as well with 9. Sad in third with 8. Quilla with 9 as well for 3 Crown Esports, and Nando for 14th Gaming with 6. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the leaderboard in all of its glory after all the matches we have played tonight. 48 points to the top for 3 Crown Esports, and in second place 14th Gaming. In third place, Neon Rising, and in fourth place, Afro Esports, and in fifth place is Dream Team on action. Ecstasy in 26, with in sixth place Arab T in 10th, in seventh place with 24, Tribe Esports in 8th place with 23, Vanguard in 9th place with 21, Omoja Gaming in 10th with 13, Rio Esports in 11th with 10, Black Mamba and Dark all both sharing 9 points apiece. On Solid Army and Athlete Game with 7 and 6, and Jay's team no points recorded tonight, but hopefully tomorrow night will be a better set for them. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the journey so far of the Nigerian Pro League Season 8 Super Weekend. I'm super excited. We've seen a lot of action tonight, and I'm hoping that we will see more action in tomorrow's matches as well. So do not touch that dial. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more PUBG Mobile action, for more NPL action, and as well, I do love every single minute of it. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. It is the end of tonight's broadcast, and I am ready to, say a little bit of something here and there, but it has been a very, very interesting turn of events tonight, and I have enjoyed. It's been so hot, I'm sweating. The action has been next level. That's why I'm sweating. No other reason. Don't think about any other reason. Just take that reason that I've given you. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is the NPL, and I've been enjoying every single part of it. So big shout out to everyone putting this together. 1080 Monster, Turner Link right behind us, giving you these awesome visuals. See you same time tomorrow. Let's see who's going to finish on top of the leaderboard. But don't forget, the bonus points will be added, and you will see what the leaderboard is looking like tomorrow. So stay tuned, and we'll catch you guys in tomorrow's game, Super Weekend, Day 2.